guys, welcome back to Testing Basics and thank you for watching. Today we're going to be doing leather biker jackets. It's been so highly requested. I'm so excited to share this one. I've been filming it for almost a month now. Normally I film these videos for over 1 to 2 weeks, so this one's been a long one. I have loads of information to share, so I'm going to get straight into it because this is going to be very information heavy, this video. I just want to start by saying that these are all real leather, so apologies to any vegans watching this, anybody who doesn't wear real leather. These are all 100% leather. I am going to do a faux leather biker jacket one later down the line, but I did want to keep them as 2 separate videos so that the comparisons were as fair as that they could be. I just wanted to make that clear and apologise to any vegans watching this. I will have something coming up for you guys later on. And as always, 5 here from high street to high end. It's real leather, so it's quite expensive. All of the items are over £100. I think if you were going to go out and buy a leather jacket, most of us, I didn't see any for under £100 actually when I was looking for them, so we all expect to go and spend at least £100, and £100 would be cheap in the world of leather jackets. So these are all expensive pieces, very much investment pieces, and hopefully I can let you know whether or not it's worth really investing or if the high street can do a really good job of it as well. So the first one I have is from Mango. This one was £149.99, and when I saw it online, the first thing I thought was it looks like it is way more expensive than that, and it does look like that in real life as well. It's quite an oversized fit. I got size medium. For reference, I'm about 5'8" and I'm a size 8 to 10. I think a small actually would have been fine for me in this. I like things oversized and I like the fit that this gives. It's quite a thick leather. It's a soft leather, not the softest that we have here, but it is very soft. Silver hardware on it, which actually is pretty good hardware. I don't think it looks plasticky or anything like that. All the zips, it has this like tiny pocket here, 2 zips at the side, another zip down here. All the zips are completely functional as well. The belt on this one, this is going to make more sense as we move later on in the video, but the belt of this one goes all the way around and is not fastened onto the jacket at any point. It's just threaded through the loops like a belt traditionally would be, I guess. Something to bear in mind is that that can make things bloody annoying, as we will see, because they don't always stay looped through. But I've got another one that's going to make more sense later. So yeah, just bear in mind that the belt on this one isn't attached at any point and is like a completely separate bit of fabric to the rest of the jacket. That was Mango at £149.99 in a size medium. Moving up from there, we have All Saints. Now I have a couple around this price point because this is where there is the most choice on the market, around anything from £250 to £400 really. There's a lot of choice there. So I've got 2 brands coming in at that price point. The first is All Saints for £345. I think for a lot of us, if we were going to go out and buy a leather jacket, we would likely start our search in All Saints. They're definitely well known for their leather jacket and have a huge selection of styles. All of the brands that I have here do offer a lot of different selection of styles, so I'm hoping that what I'm saying about the specific items are representative of what the brand offers on a whole in their leather department. All Saints, so one thing I want to mention with All Saints is the sizing. So I got size 10 in this, but they actually recommend you either go 1 or 2 sizes below your normal size. So the perfect fit, if I want a skinny fit, would be a size 8. So I should have got a 4 or a 6. The fact that I would ever be a size 4 is beyond me. Again, because I like things oversized, I ignored that and went for a size 10. But the lady in the shop told me that if I'd have gone for a size 8 over time, not very much time, they give by so much that it would have been a size 10. Bear that in mind when you go and try them on. So this one has already given, actually. I can already tell it's given from the first time it's worn it. I've worn it very subtly so, and I think it's down to just how soft the leather is. Much softer and more buttery than the Mango one. So the thing I wanted to mention about with the belt is, can you see here how this belt doesn't go all the way around? It has this back panel here, which is just one piece of leather. And then the belt is attached to that back panel and then runs round to the front here. So it means that it is not going to fall off. It's not going to go really long down one end, anything like that. And I think that is a really good way of doing it, a really good way of designing them to stop that problem of the belt moving around, which it is almost guaranteed to do. I went for a non-black style just so that I could maybe comment on, is black really the best one to go for? But this is available in black, this exact style is, and they have tons of other black leather jackets as well. But I just wanted to see how versatile a non-black leather jacket would be. Next up we have JAEGER at £352. This one's been gifted to me, so I haven't paid for this leather jacket, so thank you very much to JAEGER for sending me this. Again, I got it in a size 10. This is as soft, if not softer, than the All Saints. It has a slightly more, the All Saints is super smooth leather. It means it is going to mark and not be as durable. I personally love the look of a battered leather jacket, so that doesn't bother me at all, but it's something to bear in mind. This has a slightly more grained in its leather, but it's still a smooth leather. I wouldn't describe it as grained. It's super soft, this one. This one's collarless. Now, all of the other ones have collars. I know a biker jacket would normally be with the big collar and the big lapel, but I wanted to see what a collarless one would work like. And I really like the style of it. This is so minimal and chic. Again, silver hardware, but absolutely fuss-free. No belt, just 2 pockets at the side. The silver zip up the middle, the popper here. The back is completely empty. It is super minimal, this jacket. This one's unlined. It's the only one that's unlined, so I'm going to make it more appropriate for summer. And it does generally change the way that the leather jacket hangs and sits. I'm going to talk about later that I actually find leather jackets to be quite uncomfortable at times. I don't know if anyone else feels that way about them. But having an unlined one definitely helps that. So if you are someone that feels that way, look for something unlined. Moving up from JAEGER, we have Maje, hoping that's how you say the brand, but I'm not too sure. This one was £530, but they have a bizarrely large range in their prices for the leather jackets. I mean, it's a good thing because you can sort of get one for around £250 to £300, all the way up to £1,000. Which is massive for one brand to cater for. So I sort of plonked myself dead in the middle of that and went for one at £530. This is a size French 38, which is a UK 10. This one's embroidered. It's a massive trend, embroidered everything, all the time, everywhere. So I thought I would give it a go. Honestly, if I was only buying one leather jacket, I personally wouldn't invest in an embroidered one, but I have 5, so I thought I could mix it up a little bit and go for something a bit more exciting. They have loads of non-embroidered ones as well. The fit of this is my favourite thing, possibly my favourite fitting out of all of them that we have here. The crop length of it's really good, very much so if you're, like me, a fan of a high-waisted jean with a t-shirt tucked in. And I really like this panel with the poppers that sits over the zip. Silver hardware again. There is a massive difference between how the hardware looks as we get more expensive when you compare it to, I'll do close-ups of this, but when you compare it to like the Mango one, there is a considerable difference in the hardware. Belt on this one is like the Mango one as well, not fastened, so an absolute ball ache. Just bear that in mind generally when you're shopping for a leather jacket. If the belt isn't attached, isn't sewn on, it's going to drive you nuts, and it's completely up to you on whether or not you think you can live with that. So for the top one we have ACNE, which is, it's in the same way that All Saints is, the most obvious place in my mind to go and buy a high-end leather jacket. They're definitely well known for their leather jackets. You aren't going to go into ACNE and leave with a leather jacket unless you spend over £1,000. This one was £1,400. That's just crazily expensive in my mind. I went with this one. Now the first thing to note is that this weighs a ton. It's even twice as heavy as the Maje one. The weight of this is unbelievable. It has a padded lining through it. Everything about it is very luxurious, including this lining. So it's definitely more of a winter piece. You would die if you wore this in the summer because it is very warm. Like I've been wearing it when it's really cold and windy and it's been keeping me warm. So yeah, that contributes to the weight. The leather of this feels like a vintage leather. That is the best way I can use to describe it. It almost has a coated feel to it. It's really strange, but it just feels expensive, and I wish I could describe it to you better than that because it's the least soft out of all of them, but the structure and the weight of the leather and even the smell of it, everything just feels super luxurious, and it definitely contributes to the overall. It's got a very rounded structure to it, definitely contributes to the overall structure, the leather being this heavy, but it just feels coated, and the way that the leather marks and moves is just like a vintage leather, and it's already started to wear in beautifully, so I think it is going to be one that gets better with age, but they all will really, leather does. Possibly my favourite thing is the ring pulls on the hardware. But the detailing, I mean the end points of the zips, and this is really nice round, a bit of metal. There is just lots of thought in the detail. This back zip goes all the way around. and then the ring pull is there. It has a very, very, very large lapel. It's not even like a collar, it's just like a lapel. I'll talk about it later, but as a spoiler, it's been driving me slightly insane because I'm constantly knocking this lapel out from being in the middle of my face. And then this massive, massive ring pull at the bottom here. It's unlike any other leather jacket I've tried on or seen before. It looks luxurious, it looks beautiful, it looks expensive, it looks like all of those things, and thank God it does, because I spent £1,400 on a leather jacket, and it's just... I got this in a size 36, so size 8 for this one, very oversized fit to it. I think a 10 would have drowned me. So yeah, that was ACNE, size 36, £1,400. Okay, this is going to be a long video, I can tell already, so apologies for that, but there is a lot of information here. I have been wearing these for ages, so you are going to see loads of outfits here. For each one, I've worn them at least 3 times, and then on the 3rd day, I've talked about how I'm finding them. So the bits you're going to see now are the 3rd day, but I'll make sure to show all the outfits so that you can just get a sense of how much I've been wearing them all. And then I'll sit down at the end and share my final thoughts. Whew, I've just talked so fast. Let's go on to the next bit. Hey guys, I have on the All Saints one today. This is the 3rd or 4th time I've worn this jacket now. It's super comfortable, but I feel the least excited about it out of all of them. It's definitely a very basic piece, super simple, and because that's not a bad thing, I just want to make it clear, I don't think that's a bad thing at all, because if you want to invest, a classic one is always good to go for. But when I've got 5 to choose from now, this is the one I feel the least excited about. That being said, it's comfortable, it's soft. The design of the belt, the way it doesn't actually, you know, it's 2 sections here rather than threading the whole way through, means you don't have the problem of the belt moving around. And it's going to be a good one for spring, so it's quite sunny today. So my outfit is these light wash vintage Levi 501s, my beloved slingback Gucci loafers. I'm never going to not love these shoes. Chinti Parker cashmere knit, it's like a Breton stripe with a love heart here, in desperate need of an iron. And yeah, this is the look I've gone for, and I do like it. I would like it more with a black leather jacket, so this has definitely shown me the black leather jacket is always just going to reign supreme. So this is available in black, but I recommend black over any other colour because this, I think it would look so much better. But yeah, it's comfy, it's soft, it does look beautiful, just not the most exciting one. Hey guys, I've got the ACNE one today. This one, I've worn this one a lot, I have to say, and also for shooting stuff, because it's a great styling piece. However, it's not desperately comfortable. Today I've got it on with a very low cut shirt, which is from Revolve, some really cool jeans from Maje, these are new, I love them, and my Jil Sander Boots that I wear all the time. Yeah, I think it looks great, really, really, really good. Probably not my favourite on how it looks, but I do think it looks really good. But this collar, it's just like, it doesn't sit flat ever, it's kind of annoying. It's not the most comfortable because of how thick and just how stiff the leather is. I don't know, I do love it and I feel really nice in it. When I'm out and about in it, I'm like, this feels like a special piece. But I just don't feel like I love it enough for how much it was and for the comfort levels and everything. I would reach for the other ones sooner than I would reach for this, which is absolutely not how it should be when this is so expensive. But Harry loves this one as well. Like when I showed him it, he was like, oh my god, that just is like nothing else you've had before. And like no other leather jacket really. It does feel and look super luxurious, I think. But yeah, not all positives, and it should be all positives considering the price point. Hey guys, please excuse how much of a mess it is in this room. I'm here in London for Fashion Week and like bomb site because I've been unpacking and sorting stuff out. But yeah, I travelled down in this leather jacket, my mango one. And this is now, gosh, like again, the 3rd or 4th time I've worn this, I can't remember exactly. I really like it. The belt is an absolute ball ache, like that's the main negative, to the point where I wouldn't be surprised if this is a losable belt. It just falls through so easily. So many times I've been walking and then realised something's whacking my leg all the way down here and the belt has threaded through so much. So that would be the main negative about it. But other than that, I don't have any other negative things. I love the fit of it, I love the size. The leather is nice and soft. It isn't comparable. I have the ACNE one here actually. I mean, they're not comparable. Like the leather is so insanely different, and I wish that you could touch it because I know I'm going to struggle to describe just what the differences are. But there is a huge difference, but there is also a huge price difference. So for the price, this is an absolutely fantastic jacket. I've been loving wearing it. The fit's great, it's comfortable, the belt is a drawback and could definitely be lost for how easily it threads through the other side. But other than that, I think it's really good, really like it. Hey guys, I've got on the Maje leather jacket today. As with the rest, I've worn it several times already. I really like this one. I love how it looks. I think it's possibly my favourite style-wise because the crop length of it is, as you know, I'm into my high-waisted jeans a lot, so it complements them really nicely. Today I've just got it on with a light pink t-shirt, which is from Urban Outfitters, ASOS Jeans, just some Vans, old school, and we're having like a day doing accounts, so really not fancy at all. But yeah, the leather is lovely. It's really nice and thick and heavy, and just has a beautiful structure to it, and it's comfy. It's more comfortable than the ACNE one is because it's not as heavy and thick. Similar to the ACNE, it's quite padded, so it's more of a warmer one, possibly too thick to wear in the height of summer, especially if you live somewhere really hot. But I really like how it looks, and I think it's a really great leather jacket, and you get in something that feels very luxurious for a really good, well, for a lot of money, but in comparison to the ACNE, it feels like a similar level of luxury, so I'm massively impressed by it. Hey guys, I have on the JAEGER leather jacket today. I really love how this looks for a much smarter look. It does feel way more chic than the others, a little bit different, harder to style, that's for sure. The collarless does make it feel not as modern, I guess would be the word, in my wardrobe, so I'm sort of going for a really pared back look to really make the most of it. But with the right outfit, I think it looks really good. So I just have on a, I think maybe I've worn this already in this video, turtleneck with a zip, with a ring pull on the zip, which is from Minimum by Zalando, ASOS straight leg jeans, Dear Francis Spirit boots with the flowers on the heel, and then I'm going to take my Loewe Barcelona bag for a bit of colour. Somebody's telling me it's hardly a colour, is it? Yeah, I really like this look. It does feel very sophisticated, and this jacket is probably the most comfortable out of all of them. I think that's mostly due to it not being lined. It just doesn't feel bunched up like some of the others, especially the ACNE one often feels. And the leather is so soft, but I don't know, but it feels more durable. That's the best way that I can describe it, really. So definitely impressed with the comfort of this one, and I like the outfit, so all good. Okay, on to my final thoughts, and just before I start, let me just apologise for any noises that you can hear. There's building work going on outside, upstairs a hammering, next door a drilling. It's like just everybody's decided to wake up this Saturday and renovate their flats all at the same time. It's so loud, so I'm so sorry if you can hear that, but I have to film this today. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm going to speak as loudly and enunciate as much as I can and not speak super fast. So what I will say is that I have 5 jackets here that I really like, and they all have been lovely to wear. They've all looked really good. I've had no dramas with any of them, no major mishaps, nothing like that at all. And as a general note, there is a difference in the quality as you spend more. I think if I blindfolded all of you and got you to feel each of them, you'd be able to tell me that the ACNE one is the most expensive and that the Mango one is the cheapest. Maybe the middle 3 would be a little bit harder to tell, but you can really see a difference in the quality with the price. That goes without saying. So if you want to go and spend over £1,000 on a jacket, you are going to get something that's really luxurious. And if you want to spend £150, it's not going to be as luxurious. That being said, don't go and spend over £1,000 on the leather jacket. I don't think it's worth it. The ACNE one is going to come in last place simply because this is one of the most expensive things I have in my wardrobe. This is like handbag price. Generally, a handbag is the only thing I ever spend this level of money on. And I would not buy another leather jacket that costs this much. I love this jacket. I will have this jacket forever. I will wear this jacket. I enjoyed wearing it, but I have negatives to say about it. And to say how much it was, I wanted to be like, this has changed my life. I have not a single bad thing to say about this. It's been made by angels, and I don't feel that way about it. The negatives are that the leather marks really easily, not in like a scratchy way. It's actually probably the most durable one in that sense. But as in, if you had foundation or makeup or just dirt on your fingers, it would leave really obvious finger marks in the way that the others don't. The lapel drove me slightly insane. It flaps around everywhere, it's massive, it doesn't stay flat to your chest. it's quite annoying. The structure of the jacket is so rounded, especially over the shoulders. I wear most of my bags crossbody, but my camera I tend to wear just down one shoulder. And if you wore a bag down one shoulder, you're constantly going to be hoiking it back up onto your shoulder because it just, as you're walking, it just slides off because of the shape of the jacket. So it's quite annoying. It's not an effortless piece to wear. It's not one, if I had to nip out now and do a ton of errands, I wanted to get them done in an hour or whatever, you're running around like mad, I would pick up any of the other four over this one because they're more effortless and easy to wear than this one is. The thickness of it really contributes to how beautiful the structure is, and its structure is incredible, and it looks so expensive on. When I'm out and about, I haven't seen anyone in a leather jacket that looks quite like this one. It is like, oh wow, that's a cool leather jacket. But the structure also makes it quite uncomfortable under your armpit. It's quite bunched up, I don't know. It's not the most comfortable, so it's going to come in last place, which is a real shame because obviously it was bloody expensive. So the next four I'm struggling with to decide what order to put them in, but I have to make a decision. So I'm going to put the mango one next. Now, this is a fabulous leather jacket for the price. The leather is really, really nice. Again, it's going to be durable. It's very supple leather, not the softest. Like I said, it feels the cheapest, definitely has a slightly more, I don't want to say plasticky because that's not right, but just not as, it's just not soft basically as the other ones, but it still feels like a lovely leather. The belts are major, I mean look at how much it's come through. The belt's a major drawback, even more than the Maje one. This comes through so much, it's flipping annoying. All day pulling it back through. You could easily lose it if you just weren't thinking about your belt endlessly, and who's got the time to constantly think about the belt on the jacket. So that is a major, major, major drawback, and is a lot worse than the Maje one. And the reason I'm going to put it in this place is because there is a massive difference between this one and the next one, so the ones at the £300 mark. The JAEGER and the All Saints one just feel so much more luxurious, and they just feel so much more special and just like a really, really beautiful piece, and in my eyes are worth double the price of this one. So, oh my gosh, I'm so stuck on what order to put these in because there is pros and cons to these next two. Right, I'm going to go with the All Saints one next because I was quite negative about it on the day that I wore it and spoke about it. It's the one that I've been the least excited to wear, and there's something very basic about their leather jackets, and I feel like you see, this is the kind of leather jacket you see everybody in all the time. And it might just be because they've done their leather department so well that a lot of people probably are wearing All Saints leather jackets. So I felt the least excited about it. And it just could have been a bit more boxier. The shape could have been a little bit more flattering. It just felt very, very, very standard. That being said, there's a lot of positive. Oh, one more negative actually. The hardware is probably my least favourite hardware out of all of them on this one. It's like a brushed matte silver. And it looks really cheap, basically. Oh my god, that was loud. Yeah, it looks really, really cheap compared to the others. So I don't like the hardware on this. Obviously, the massive positive is well done to All Saints for thinking the belt through a little bit more. And the way that it has this panel down the back, it's just so much better in that way. It does change how it looks from the back a little bit, but nothing too considerable. The leather has marked a little bit in places. Now I'm looking at it, and I think this is probably going to be one of the least durable leathers that we've got here because it is so soft, and I can see why. Thinking back to what I said about the sizing, about how this gives, I can't see any of them giving to the extent that this, because this leather is so supple and so soft, it makes sense that it would give that much. It's beautiful to touch, but definitely doesn't feel like it's going to be the most durable. However, it does feel like it would wear in very beautifully. Also, note on the colour, I would recommend definitely sticking with black. I think this is a pretty versatile colour, really. Goes in almost everything, but I found it a lot harder to wear than the black ones, and like made it look cheaper than it would have done if it was in black. So I would recommend sticking with black. So in second place, I'm going to put the JAEGER one. I do have a couple of negatives to say about this one as well. I'm being quite harsh on all of them here, I think, but this one marks in a similar way to the ACNE one with like makeup marks and things like that. And for the style, I found the collarless harder to style than the collared ones. So I would go for, if I was buying one, I would go for a collared one. JAEGER do have ones like classic biker jackets as well. But generally a collared one was easier to style. The hardware on this one is really, really nice. I think it looks a lot more expensive than the All Saints one, And to say these two are such a similar price, the leather of the Jaeger one also looks more expensive. The All Saints one is almost shiny and it's got no grain in it, so it kind of looks, I'm doing the worst job of describing this. I'm hoping you can just see what I mean. I just think it looks cheaper, whereas the slight grain in this, which is just a really slight grain, also makes it feel more durable, but just gives it a bit more of a matte finish, which I think looks more expensive. I also really like the fact this wasn't lined. Definitely more of a spring summer piece than the other ones, but it made it so much more comfortable. Like I was saying about the Acne one, I can sometimes feel bunched up and uncomfortable. This was the most comfortable, and I think it is because it's not lined, it just is thinner and therefore isn't bunching up as much. Is that simple. But the finish of this one, it's got raw edges everywhere, and I really, really like that detailing on it. It feels like quite a luxurious finish, more akin to the Maje one, whereas the finish of the All Saints one would be more akin to the Mango one. So it's all I'm being really picky here, and there are real subtleties in it, but hopefully this is still helpful. So this leaves me in first place with the Maje one. This leather jacket is beautiful. The quality of this one, the difference again between the 350-ish, 350 to 540, so the £200 different, is there, and if not more. This one feels as expensive as the Acne one could be, but is less than half the price. I'm just so impressed with the quality of this. The embroidery is a great piece for now. Like, I would 100% go to Maje now and buy a plain one that doesn't have the embroidery on, because I know how great it is. That would put me off it in terms of the style of the specific one, but the quality overall is absolutely incredible. The fit of it, the shape of it, yes, the belt is still annoying, it does still come through, and the All Saints one gets so many points for having thought through that belt design. I think that's just such a good idea, but it's nowhere near as bad as the Mango one. You can live with it, but it is just something you're gonna have to bear in mind. This one you can even tell when I'm like holding it, it doesn't pull in the same way as the Mango one does. I don't think you could lose this belt. The Mango one just slides the whole way through. The hardware on this is absolutely beautiful. There's just, the thickness of the leather is stunning, but it's also still comfortable. The fit's really flattering, it's nice and boxy, it's not too oversized like the Acne one, which makes it feel like an effort to wear. It's still a very effortless piece. And I think you can see how beautiful the leather is. So yeah, this one had to come in first place. If you can afford this price point, I mean, as I've said, actually they do, I'd be really interested to see, and must go and buy one so I can let you guys know how the sort of £200 to £300 ones from Maje are, because if they're like this, then they blow all the others completely out of the water. I'm so impressed with the quality of this. But even for the £500, absolutely worth the money. Feels as luxurious as the Acne one, but for a fraction of the price, feels more luxurious than the Jaeger and the All Saints ones. I feel like the price difference is completely warranted for this. Massively impressed, and would buy more leather jackets from Maje. I would buy more leather jackets from all the brands actually, except for the Acne one. Okay guys, I really hope that's been helpful. I know I've sort of been a bit indecisive here, and like positives and negatives for all of them, but yeah, I hope it helps you. The general consensus is if you spend more, you get more for your money, but I don't think you need to go to the absolute top range. I'll leave you with that, some food for thought. Let me know which one's your favourite. Can you see what I'm trying to say? I want to know if you can tell what I'm saying about the quality, and if you, looking at them, if you think one looks more expensive than the other or not. And next up we're going to be doing Breton striped t-shirts. So I'll see you in the next one. Sorry this has been so long. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.